do it. It's Friday.
You know,
It's
I didn't
Friday.
even have a
It's
chance
Friday, and
to.
we're going live. We are live. We are here with
Buenos
the
días, mi gente.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Look, man, I was actually in Florida, and all I can tell you is that I still didn't get a tan. There's a problem with that. That kind of sun, I don't know why it didn't hit me the way I wanted it.
Damn,
I want it to
bro.
be a little darker than what I
Oh
wanted it to
man,
be.
It's because
It's
you
okay.
actually gotta go to the beach and do it, bro. You can't just like
No.
show
Not
as you walk.
Come
You
on,
gotta
stop
go to
it.
the beach, take your shirt off, put your bikini on.
You know,
And then you gotta sit.
my
You gotta
French,
sit there, open arms. Look, my arms
My-
are disappearing.
my French bathing suit
Yes,
didn't
sir.
fit me this time, so
No,
my
Bro, I
Speedos
picked-
didn't work out.
I picked one up in Ibiza last time I was out there,
Oh man,
so it's only for
Oh, wow.
special occasions.
I know. I see
Good
what you
morning,
mean.
everybody. I'm gonna
Buenos
stay
dias.
off. I want to stay off the screen 1 second because I left my material in the printer in the next room.
Don't worry
Give
about it.
me
We'll hold it
1
off while you're
second.
doing
I
that. Not a
know.
problem. But
I
look,
know.
I actually,
Yo,
even
hold
so,
on, I gotta
it's-
change this music, bro. I'm sorry, but go ahead. You could go.
no, you do that. You do that. Look, while we're getting people on there, while people are sitting in their seats trying to figure out what's going on, what kind of business we're about to do, what kind of lessons we're about to take care of. I actually had a really good week, even though I was still left in Florida for one extra day. I got to learn about the Florida market. I got to learn a little bit more about what's going on.
Where
out
in
there.
Florida did you go? I have to ask you. Where'd
So
you go?
let's start off with I was in West Palm.
West Palm. Shout out
yeah,
to West
we were-
Palm.
We were supposed to head out to Orlando, but we decided not to. Then we went straight to Tampa, took a 3-hour trip over there, and completely different world, different, situation out there as well. Seems like a little more calm out there as well. But it is
You
a
were more in
great
like the Gulf. You were more closer to like the Gulf of Mexico.
Correct. We were about to head off because we were, obviously there's, we want to check out the homes out there, want to see what's going on, what the market looks like as well.
Yeah.
One of my boys is actually going to be a real estate agent out there, so just want to see how things work out. There's a lot of gated condos out there, a lot of gated homes out there.
HOA.
So I couldn't be the looker. I couldn't go into the areas and look around, kind of thing. But there is a lot of new constructions out there, which is amazing.
Do you feel that it? I mean, I don't know what you're looking for or not, but
Right.
just your opinion overall. Would you prefer a condominium or a housing association or a section or a neighborhood where it's a close
Absolutely.
community? You would prefer that over having a home outside of a community where you handle what you need to handle?
Yes. So it's almost like a two-part in the sense that yes, I prefer HOA version of it, right? But there is some communities that I've gone to that still have HOA, but they're not gated, right? So they're incorporated in that sense, and they still clean up they make sure that the outside still look good, clean up the leaves and so on and so forth, and people are not just throwing garbage away where they want to. So I prefer that. One, because I don't plan on being there full time. And then two, when I am there, obviously I want my neighbors to be as clean as possible as well. So, and that's my opinion on that. So,
Do they allow rentals? Real quick, do they allow rentals?
so there are some communities that do allow rentals right away, and then there are some communities that you sort of have to pay a certain fee for it or something
Got it.
behind that. But the good thing about it, and I almost did cartwheels, there's not too many co-ops. So I was like,
That's
yeah,
a city thing. That's a city thing.
yeah, exactly. So, but it's good. It's still good. All right. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
welcome, and let's get into this. Honestly, this is one of the topics that I love what we do over in Canada, in the sense that we talk about personalities. And I'm not talking about silly personalities or funny personalities or mean ones or sad ones. We're talking about personalities that would help you as an agent to either, when you're speaking to somebody, another agent, or speaking to a customer or client, which we're about to go over, you at least know how to gear your conversations, how to gear your questions, and how to gear your results for that particular person.
Yep.
All right. And this personalities is something that's been around for quite some time, from my understanding. And really, I'll just go over the acronym real quick. What is this personalities is? It's obviously the person who is either a driver, an influencer, okay, a supporter, and conscientious, which I can't say it 5 times, but it's pretty much the person's analytical.
Conscientious, yes.
Conscientious.
Conscientious.
Try to say that 5 times. Conscientious.
You need to use your jaw and your neck muscle.
My diaphragm. Conscientious.
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 Cautious and conscientious. And,
all right.
Yeah, whatever.
In the world of layman terms, it's an analytical person. So,
yeah.
So with that being said, honestly, I look forward to speaking about this one in particular, because this is obviously the first one, the driver, the person who's actually looking for the results. So, we'll go over more in details into it. But the two on top of us right now, the top of me actually, they're more of a drivers. I'm a good driver when it comes to physical stuff. But as far as personalities, these are really good drivers to work with. And I'm sure we're going to break it down for you guys. So I look forward to it already. What do you guys think?
I guess we posted, let me repost, make sure I get the free assessment link.
Yeah,
for
I was gonna
everybody.
say throw it in the chat. But if you guys are just tuning in, we're gonna be going over the DIS personality, as Israel said. We're gonna be kicking it off with the D personality today. So if you took the assessment, throw it in the chat box. Let us know what personality you have. If you haven't taken the assessment yet, comment in the chat box below. It's a free assessment that you can take. This will help you better understand yourself and other personalities. And I honestly do believe that this will help you better communicate with potential clients in the future.
Yeah. And one thing to add in also, I'm sorry to cut you off, Gigi, but one thing to also add in is that you don't, because there's 4 letters, doesn't mean that you're only going to be one. You can't be all 4 or maybe 2 of them. Keep that in mind. And as we're talking today, we're going to talk about these. Let's see, what else are we as all 3 of us? Let us know. Throw it in the chat box. What do you think we are? And all that.
I'm going to ask everybody, do you know what your personality style is?
There you go.
Do you guys know? I know.
We got an email address.
I've been knowing for a while.
That's Chun. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
All right. So let's get it. Let's practice. Let's get this going.
In.
Thanks for tuning in. All right.
So should we share one of our personality, like the test, the exams that we took,
to see what it looks like?
Sure, go ahead.
You want to? I mean, I don't
mine.
know. I'm asking.
You got.
Well, you just got. It's both of you guys. Remember, I actually was a little late on that, but. What's the one thing to understand about this personality? There's obviously several questions that they ask you, which is, again, it's an assessment to see what you are, how you are, and what you're all about. Okay.
Right.
Some folks that have taken this have actually said that they're not that particular person after, speaking it out loud. But after taking the test, they're like, oh, wait, I am that person.
Yeah.
Or I am a driver. Oh, I am analytical.
Right. So
and in referencing to that.
Yeah, so let's go with the topic of the day, which is the driver. What's a typical trait in that personality? So usually they are very direct, right? They're very assertive. They, on the negative side, they would be a little bit more what you call that, like aggressive, but they tend to be very vocal. Result oriented would be the straight to the point, straightforward, very vocal about their opinions, very bold in their action sometimes and their behavior, inquisitive, a little bit of risk taking, right? And usually what else should we add? They are straight to, they're problem solvers in the sense that they're just going to go and just get things into their own hands and just resolve the matter. as far as they don't care really about the process. They just want to see the results.
Yeah,
And I
I
can
agree.
tell you, I know that because I'm I'm a very strong D with a very strong I. So, and you can probably see in the way I express myself. Yes, I am loud, and yes, I'll tell people what to do, and yes, I'll cut them off to just place my opinion. And unfortunately, like those are like good traits, bad traits, and things where I have to bite my tongues a lot of the time so I can let humanity live their life, right? Rightfully so. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what it is. A very ID. All right. What did you put up on the screen, Ed?
Yes. You're unmuted, sir.
Sorry about that. I have the AC that runs next to me.
It's okay.
But what I put up was actually the exam or the results that I received after I took the test. So this is my result. I figured, I didn't know if you guys wanted to pull it up or not. But while we're on this, I would say if we can put it in more real estate terms, what would you say in the sense of if you're dealing with a D personality, like what are some of the responses that you would get, whether it's on a phone call, a listing appointment, buyer's appointment, showing appointment? What do you think are some of the characteristics that they would show that can then help us identify what type of individual we're working with?
You know, very, very simply, I think the best example of a D personality that we may encounter in our business as a customer, a client, a prospect would be the for sale by owner. The for sale by owner prospect is a very determined D, you see, direct, and completely, completely convinced that they can sell the house themselves. You know, like, so they're self-reliant. They think they know it all for the most time. They have energy, but then when you have a conversation with them on the phone, if you're gonna do prospecting, you're gonna see that they're very short, they're very impatient. So your window of opportunity to grab their attention is very, very limited. They're not gonna be into the chitty chatty. Like, get to the point, what you want. Like, give me a speech different than what I heard from everybody else. Right, so this is what a for sale by owner is, to me. A lot of the times, at 80%, they'll be D personality style.
Okay.
Agree? Or
Ed, you're muted.
I know we don't care about the AC. We barely hear it.
Yo, you know what?
I can't even hear it.
I'm trying to save your ears, but that's fine. That's fine.
No, it doesn't. We don't hear much. We don't hear it. You have a nice noise canceling thing.
No, it's because it's forget it. You'll know.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. So they're more I guess the for sale by owners would typically fall into that category as a D personality because they would take it upon themselves to sell their own property, right? Their attitude is more of like, I got this, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take care of it myself. But at some point we have to break that barrier. Right? We have to break through that. So at some point, I do believe that although the D personality wants to do it themselves and figures they can do it, they still kind of have these, I guess value propositions, right? Like if you could hit these value points, right, then they would be intrigued to working with you. So in my opinion, I think that would be something, and not for nothing, anybody who wants to be a client to sell, for example, specifically, in my opinion, wants those three things, right?
Of course.
Those three things are, for example, they want the job done quickly.
Yeah.
Right? I want it done fast, right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do for me to get it done fast?
Exactly.
Correct. I want the best results, right? I want the best results. Oh my God, what is that?
That's a chicken nugget.
Hey, yo, where'd that chicken come from?
It's a golden chicken nugget.
Golden chicken. You're pulling out some good information.
Let's go. You just completely distracted me, golden chicken.
And this is where your I thing came in. You just had like, yeah, that's what it is. You were away when Israel introduced that, but yeah.
Holy cow. Yo, I'm
So guys, okay, let's get back. So we were saying.
Hold on. Don't make me lose track, Gigi. Don't make me lose track. I'm at number 2, and the golden chicken popped out.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you need to back up? Okay.
No. You're gonna make me forget. All right, so number 1, quickest amount of time. Number 2. Oh my God. Number two is I want to get top dollar, right? It's always gonna be the best price possible, right? And they want the least amount of headache.
Yes.
That's number 3, least amount of headache.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the D personality wants it. They'll try to do it just because. But then the minute that you bring them value and say, listen, I could do it this quickly. These are my results. Look what I can do for you. I can relieve you from this headache. This is a headache that you don't want to do, right? I speak to a lot of people and they tell me looking for a house or an apartment or whatever the case is, looking for a place to live is like having a second job. People go to work, leave work to then spend hours in front of another computer to look for properties. Why not? Why don't you let me relieve you from that stress? Let me look for it, and I'll present you with what's in your category, right? So in my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think if you can quickly, without any, even if you're going to go to a seller, you have a listing appointment, no need to have an elaborate presentation with a whole bunch of graphs and things and showing your accolades and all this. They don't really care. They just want to know, what are you going to do for me? How fast you're going to do it? If you're going to get, you're going to bring value right away, and don't be afraid to be really strong. Stand on your 2 feet and be very opinionated. I think they'll sort of respect that. If you're going to deal with a D and you show any sign of weakness, you're out.
Yep. 100%.
Very true.
100%. Yeah. So the funny part is, here's the way that you can combat that, right? You just have to stand your ground. D personalities are so direct. They're not expecting the response of the other person to be direct as well. So as long as you're direct and confident in the information that you're passing along, you'll break right through that barrier. So don't back down when that happens. When they're direct with their response, you have to be firm and you be on your toes.
Yeah, I think I love when being a very, very strong D. Unfortunately, there are some people that are completely terrified of my personality, but you have agents that or clients that would actually, I would say, let's go with agents. And I love when an agent is ready to challenge me, even if he's not of a D personality. I love when Israel likes to challenge me. He's super analytical. But he knows that he can bring his point to me, and he's not going to back down. And that is what is interesting. That's what I find very, very sexy in anybody. Like, if you're not fighting me, I'm going to destroy you right away. But, if you're ready to say, here, this is my opinion, I stand by it, and this is why, and this is what we should do to make this thing better, I totally respect it. Even though there is no patience, very little tolerance for the BS and the crying, I do respect that somebody who's very assertive and stand on their ground and have a plan.
Yeah, I agree. And everything what everybody's saying is true. Look, as a new agent, if you're not a D, you're more of an analytical. You're just starting the process. A couple of things that you want to do is sound, assertive. You want to sound that you have some certainties. When you start using the words these are things that are not going to these are triggers for the drivers. Be like, this girl doesn't even know what they're talking about. Once if you want to stop that, the best practice for that is use silence. Just pause for 2 seconds before you start saying the next word, and believe me, it's going to give you a different. Yeah, take a deep breath and just. I'm gonna
add one thing. When you do that silence, look at that prospect in their eyes. Look at that client. That
look them in the camera. Look right now. Look them in the camera, guys.
I'm the captain of the ship.
Say it. Look at me. I am the captain of this ship.
It is sort of a survival animalistic stance. You know how in the wild that animals react to one another. If you just go lay to the ground and just go like this and avoid the person.
How many times have you shaken someone's hand and that's basically the feeling that you got in response, where it's almost like you grab to shake their hand and they kind of
just that hand, the one finger handshake.
They call it
that's really interesting. It's interesting you say that, because that's good body language too. You know, you can tell when the driver's a driver, because what's the first thing they do? I don't know if they do it for ladies, but for men, they want to just really try to crunch your bones. You know, regardless of how tall they are, how short they are, they really want to really grab you and say hello. I'm like, well, why? Relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Enjoy yourself. Ladies would. Ladies sometimes.
No, I've shaken ladies' hands where they're firm on the grip too. You know,
drivers.
And again, that's to establish.
No, because I don't know, Israel. You know me. I'll shake the hand, but it's been. Oh, you guys so bad.
We need audio for that chicken, man. We need like a. We gotta record it.
Terrible.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving
that. Was a good point, man.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yo, stop it. People are not gonna take it serious, man.
God.
I completely forgot what I was talking about. The handshake, the firm handshake. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think it's that. It's to establish that, because
I'm on.
Okay.
This is why my D personality. What's an example of D in action? I am busy. I'll talk to you later.
Wow.
That was William, by the way.
That was William?
Yes. All right.
What's up, man?
Hello.
Wow. You can see, she don't care who it is.
Yes, I don't care.
Direct. There you go.
Exactly.
Now you understand. Exactly. Hey, that is a D personality. That is a trait. So there's there's ways around it. There's ways of taming the beast.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. So true.
But
so true.
There are ways to, and you see, I mean, even with your, let's go around and look at a strong D buyer. And it has to, and I don't even want to associate a nationality. I'm looking at Alex right now. But you know what I'm talking about. But we do have, a lot of the times I would associate personality traits also with some national identity and culture, and there is nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. So you do have very assertive buyers. Like example of a D buyer would be an investor, a house flipper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Right? They'll tell you what they want. They'll tell you they want a deal, they want it now, not yesterday, and they want the best deal.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I need it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If not, you're done. Next.
Yeah.
What you got?
You're literally not done.
When you call them, the first sentence that comes out of their mouth is like, "What you got for me?"
Yeah.
It's not even a hello. There is no hello. How you doing? How's your wife? How was your weekend? This is not working out.
Well, you gotta. All right. Hold on. Let me just let's back up. I mean, as an investor, the only thing they're looking for is what? Numbers. They don't look for the emotions.
Yeah.
When they're buying a house, they're looking at numbers. How much ROI am I going to get? How much this? How much that?
D analytical.
Right. They're just not really like, hey, you have a house for me? What kind of increase of money am I going to receive out of that?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to homeowners, as far as emotional ones, the ones that are going to live there, yes, they still give you that same answer. Like, okay, what do you have? Like, what can I buy? But at the same time, they're like, no, I don't want that. Yes, they'll give you such a strong answer. They
short,
about it. It'll be slightly aggressive, and that's where it's going to sound. It's going to sound aggressive to you, but it's not aggressive. It's just that, as we've been saying from the beginning of this, it is the results that they're looking for. They need results. They need that answer quick. That's what they're looking for. Now, I have always said it's, working with a D, again, you just have to be assertive. Just have to, put on your big boy, big girl pants and Be as assertive as possible.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid about what they say. You're a stranger to them as they are a stranger to you. So that's all it is.
So I want to talk about the flaws of the Ds because I suffer from those.
Organization.
So this a flaw, like a negative D in a position of stress or in a position of would be more of like in the weakness or position where they don't have control. That's what they're seeking. They could be stubborn, extremely impatient. They could be cutting as far as like really, really tough. Okay. And very, very low tolerance of feelings, attitudes.
I agree.
They don't, I call people stupid sometimes, like if I've had in my coworkers and stuff. It's horrible. If you think about it, it's horrible.
It's terrible. What do you mean it's terrible?
It's horrible. And in personal life as well, I mean, you have to see that if you're very strong D, I'm going to admit to something. Like imagine me, guys, in a romantic situation.
Okay.
They're like, okay. You see, this is where you have to be very, very mindful. If you're not mindful, you actually can make people cry. So yeah.
I mean, 100%. Again, the D's are alpha-minded. They're always the leaders. They're always in front. They always want the results. So in that sense, they're quick for decisions, but for me, sometimes not all of them are like this, but some of them are not organized as much in detail. They just want the results to happen already. Like it's one of those like hourglass kind of situations. They don't want to see the hourglass just dripping down. They just want that whole, like the hole to be bigger, just so that all the sand can come down already. Kind of situation. Right. It's like the organization is not there sometimes. Their empathy is not there sometimes, which is fine. But the point is,
organization wouldn't be there since a very high D is very controlled. I think you prize yourself in a degree of organization because it simplifies the process.
Yes and no. So yes, I agree that they pride themselves on being controlled. But you gotta understand that if it's an idea of a street fair or if it's an idea of a parade, there's something. Everything's chaotic.
Who you talking to right now?
Nobody, but chaotic. That's all I have to say. So if you don't have a to-do list of making sure everything is done, like an analytical would do, okay, sometimes it's not there.
I think in general, in like for example,
that wasn't me you were talking about.
Hell no.
Hold on, man. Look, man. We're not.
No, we're not pointing fingers here. We're not pointing fingers.
No.
Wait, let me make sure I put the golden nugget out there. See?
Oh,
not pointing fingers.
Damn, bro,
what was that?
He just blocked it.
Do the chicken noise, Ed. I have to learn how to do that.
All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. But listen, honestly, what are you gonna say, Ed?
He's cracking up.
You guys are killing me with that, man. I keep losing my train of thought every time you guys pull up that chicken.
Oh boy!
But the point, again, it's not the lack of your organization. It's not of not as much as an analytical person would be. Honestly, the way I see it.
Right.
I've known a lot of D's out there, and it's some have a little bit. Their characteristics are a little different from each other, right? But imagine just what would that look like if you had all of these in one location? Like how crazy would that be? Who would be the one that's always trying to be the leader? Who would always want to be like on top? That's when you know who's the strongest one from there.
Right, and it's gonna be. It could be sometimes very. How you call that? It could be like it's not. I think like if you're gonna get like two. I don't see a pair of real estate agents be both very high Ds. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't even be. They wouldn't be complementary. They would fight one another, especially if they're two guys. I would be. I was gonna say something.
Like two lines going after the same pride, kind of.
It would be like like a DICK measuring contest would be awful. Anyway,
Couldn't just be like a dripping water contest? Could it just be that? Could it just be like
what?
Could it just be like
Chicken nuggets.
like
No, but I think you can find there are some ways depending, like you can adapt depending on your knowing how that personality trait is. Anyone can
Yes.
adapt to it. You just have to remember what are triggers and what are things that are attractive to them. What
Yes.
are their fears and how, like you want to make sure, like, first of all, a D, you'll see a D, they also like the accolades, like an agent, like those mega agents, where they love the accolades, the acknowledgements, the compliments, the applause, the prices, that go with their success. It's always about winning, it's a very strong example of a D is a Donald Trump type of person. No, I mean this is what it is, right?
So look here. Would you consider less positive dominant D style to be someone who is their weaknesses?
Obnoxious?
I would
Huh?
say these would be considered their weaknesses, right? Less positive dominant.
Yeah, that's
it
the
says-
weaknesses.
Wow, right
It
there.
says it right here. It says components include stubbornness, impatience, and toughness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So naturally preferring to take control of others.
So you have to let them believe. I think if you really want to really go with the flow, you can go with the flow with the D. Let them believe they're in control and stand your ground and just keep going with your plan. They like the
Correct.
fact that you have a plan,
Yeah.
And
They like to be a
There
part
we
of it.
go. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the way.
They
Also,
want to be a
for
part
a
of the
D,
ideas.
for a D, and with certain cultures, you want to make sure that they never feel like they're going to lose face. They're never going to be publicly humiliated. Like
Yes.
you cannot have, even if it's only a feeling, you got to be very, very, because that's a deep fear. To lose that control and be humiliated. And they do like yeah. So once you know that, because it's only, a lot of the times it's just the perception, how you appear to them. You can still be analytical and stuff like that. So if you're very friendly and very amicable, keep it to the lowest level of friendliness. You can polite, but straight to the point. There is no need for civilities and so on and so forth. And you want to make sure that you still stroke their ego a little bit, not too much, even though they might like it, but and just go with your plan. Go with what you're proposing to them, whether it's on the listing end or on the buyer's end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. This is really good. So again, keep in mind that when you're actually speaking to a D, you'll know just for the first few minutes of conversation with them, how they are, what they say, how they react, even with the body language we were trying to say earlier before the golden chicken nugget came out, is pretty much the handshake can determine that too. The body language, how they hold themselves up and everything, what they say, how assertive posture, how assertive they are with their conversation. So one thing's for sure, again, if you're not that type of person and you're confronted with one of those, or have someone in front of you, remember, be assertive, be mindful about what you say, be to the point that you know what you have to say. Keep the arms out.
Right.
Try to pause. Make sure that you're in conversation with them and let them know that you have results for them. Control the conversation. Do not oversay, because that's one thing they will turn off. Don't talk too much, but talk enough that it brings one thing that has been said, value to their conversation, value to their information, value to their position. And once you do that, then honestly, it's not to say you'll always have a D, in your side of the field sort of situation, but you will have that person listening to you as long as you're bringing something to their particular value of
Right.
measurements or meter.
And make sure you bring the best. Show them
Absolutely.
the best if it's a buyer. Status is extremely important. So you'll see them. I mean, a D might drive the best luxury car just because it's the best.
Right.
And it's not for a fashion statement, it's because it's the best. They'll dress in a certain style, they'll be sharp. They're not going to be super flashy, but they'll
Not
be
all Ds.
they're looking.
I don't know about that. Not all Ds are like that.
No. Well, I mean, usually they'll have a certain they want to claim.
Well, I would probably say they're more like incognito, but when they need to, they'll show up presentable. I don't think it's like
I think
all
so.
the time.
That's I agree.
Because you could be a D driving a Honda Accord. You know what I mean? It'll be a clean Honda.
You're a D on a budget.
You're a D on a budget.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah, you sure? Wait. That's absolutely a right one to say. Absolutely. I agree to that. And here it is.
There you
go.
But no, honestly, let's cut it out, and let's get to the point of actually saying that do your personality test or assessment test. Follow us on the next week because we're about to speak about I think it's a very important one.
Ed, do you want to give everybody what your personality test?
I think everybody should try to figure it out.
So you want me to give you what my personality trait is? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a is it an ID?
ID. You're an ID.
ID.
Yeah.
ID. I gotta call this guy back. I'm an ID.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So we'll be going into I next week.
Yes.
But it's a blend. I would say from my standpoint, I think being an ID is interesting because we'll touch into I next week. But I think they go hand in hand. I think it helps.
I'm a DI. They go hand in hand as well.
Yeah,
so I have
more
more of a D than the I. But yeah. Wait. So we you may think that Ed and I are similar, but we're really not because with those tiny little differences, it's actually a big difference in behaviors. And of course, guys,
Correct.
you know that Israel is very analytical. Amicable.
I don't know about that one, but sure.
Oh no, you.
I'm very supportive.
Yes.
So yes, I will say yes a lot, depending on the situation, and I am very.
Yeah.
We'll certainly get into that. I'm looking forward to it in the next couple of weeks. So every week we'll go to every letter, so that we're able to give you some hopeful hints and situations of what to do with each letter.
Yeah. So you'll be ready for back to school. You'll be ready to dominate the world.
Yo, hearing that is traumatizing, man. I remember being a kid, and people were talking about. Listen, forget that part. I was actually, funny story, in Marshall's the other day, walking by these sections, and I come across a section where they already have Halloween stuff out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Yo, let the summer end first, man. What you mean?
I know.
Back
Are they selling those snowsuits right now? Middle of July. Yeah, it's good. It's like that. This is marketing. I mean, Israel would tell you because he was in retail for many years, and they're already looking ahead.
Actually, what's happening in retail now? It's actually it's crazy because I don't remember school stuff being out by June. It's like
I don't remember that. I remember them coming out in August because it would literally be my birthday, and then it's like boop, commercial, back to school, and I'm like, no,
right.
That's why I'm traumatized by it. So every time I hear back to school or all that stuff, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But now I'm on the other spectrum, where now we're stuck in traffic when these kids go back to school. So right now I'm enjoying the fact that school's out.
Yeah.
Because there's less traffic on the road. I can't wait to see what September's gonna look like.
I know.
See you in September.
Yeah.
Yo.
Anyway.
All right, guys. I have to go.
Weekend.
You see, like, so those two guys barged in my room, and just to say, and by the way, they were there early because the appointment was at 12 o'clock. So 12 is 12 for me, okay, not like 11:30.
Correct.
But anyway, I'm gonna have to jump out,
1:50.
and
Cool.
everybody enjoy this.
Yes.
Hopefully, not as hot weekend. I think we're gonna go back to 85 on Sunday. So it's gonna be
No, I
nice.
want to go to the beach.
Go to the beach Saturday. It's gonna be good.
Got an open house.
I know.
Yeah,
All right,
I got
guys.
showings and open houses too.
I know.
So,
I do.
adios, my peoples. I'm
Ciao.
glad I'm back.
Take
Looking
care,
forward to
everybody.
next
See you
week. Have a
soon.
great weekend.
All
Stay
right.
cool. Drink a lot of water. And go to those
Yeah.
open houses.
All right. Ciao.
All right.
Bye.
Good.
Adios.
Take care. Enjoy your weekend.